Howdy. What's up, everybody? It's Linken, and I'm here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thank you for tuning in. On the last episode, we continued our journey through Ungoro Crater, and we are at the very end of that journey. We have a couple things to wrap up with Linken's journey, and hopefully we will find some people to help us the finale, because it's dangerous to go alone. So tune in on this episode if you like what you see today. Subscribe, leave comments, let me know. Part of like greater journey, be part of the family that we've been on for 4 years, going on together, and stay a while. Just take Leek and Tessa, finish our alliance run of Ungoro Crater today, knock on wood. And this week coming up, we'll start the same journey on Horde. We are in Darnassus because we finally finished growing all of the Morrowgrain in our possession. Well, not all of it, but enough to finish the quest. So we're going to finish that, and then we had to go up to Felwood anyway. Continue Linken's memory. Oh, we got a briar thorn here. You're a blacksmith, so these low-level herbs don't particularly help us, but I mean, since we got these seeds in order to try and do a particular quest, these quests, these Morrowgrain quests, that might as well use them and get the extra copper we get for those. Alright, we're gonna go turn this in. While we're here, we could also cook those couple fish. And that's about it. I don't think we have anything major else going on here. That I can think of. We have a stack of true silver. We could probably stick that in the bank if we really wanted to. It's probably a good idea, actually. This 20 stack, what am I going to do with it? Most of my recipes do not require. Even these couple that I just got, we just got a couple of the Imperial stuff last time, but we're still saving up. We're saving up our thorium. That requires none of these three require true silver.
What brings you to the Cenarian Circle, adventurer?
I finished my research.
May the stars guide you.
Yes, Leek and Tessa, you have grown some Have you grown some Morrowgrain for the Archdruid's important research? The work he's doing for the Cenarian Circle is very important, and your assistance will not go unnoticed.
Well done, adventurer. I will be sure to give these to the Archdruid himself when he has need of them. Meanwhile, please accept this as a token of the Cenarian Circle's appreciation. Our need for Morrowgrain is a continuous one. If you wish to continue aiding us, then please return to me when you have cultivated additional Morrowgrain for us.
I will. Okay, so that was Morrowgrain Research, and that's going to open up the repeatable. So we're going to go to the spreadsheet. That's part of what we do on this show, so enjoy that. I don't know if that's helpful to any of you guys, but it is part of what we do. It's part of the service that I provide. Is I take the organizational structure that I might use, that's probably too many, but that's okay, and I import it for you all. This is the Morrowgrain to Darnassus. Actually, we're going to pick up and turn that in right now too. We did the Darnassus version, and yeah, same thing here. We are doing the Darnassus version, and not that it really, I guess, had to be edited, but why not? So right off the bat, 2 quests done.
How may I help? Till next week.
By the way, we got 950 XP for that. We got 22 rep.
Good luck.
And we got this bag, which within it contained a bunch of little goodies. A frost oil, cool. Some moonberry juice, we can drink that up. An old potion, a greater mana potion. Alterac Swiss, so just some generic goods, some fine aged cheddar, some mid-level goods.
Can I assist you? Goddess, watch over you.
The Archdruid is always looking for additional Morrowgrain for the Cenarian Circle's continued research. We take them in increments of 10 and award you with a cache of goods you should find useful. When you have 10, let me know and I will reward you accordingly.
Excellent. This Morrowgrain will no doubt please the Archdruid. I must admit, though, just being near them makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I can only imagine how difficult it is for the Archdruid to tolerate them in such large numbers. This is for you, adventurer. The Cenarian Circle thanks you for your continued support.
Alright, so you continue to get these bags, which I think is different from the... like... what is this? A greater intellect potion? Interesting. Alright, so we have an extra couple blood petal sprouts. Don't know how we got 2 extra. I wonder if you only needed to turn in 3 and not 5 for that one quest. And we have this extra seeds. We do need 11 more, but we are going to at least max out the seeds. We have... Alright, wait, and now we have all these goods. I guess the frost oil, the greater intellect I'll keep, along with my potions. I guess it will keep... Oh, one of these is an elixir of detect undead. Okay. That seems, like I don't really...
Greetings.
Let's sell some of this stuff. I'm okay with the detect undead being gone. We have greater mana potions. I try to save those. But I'm going to sell this lower one. I don't need the cheese, various cheeses. We have better potions, so we can sell the old potion. I don't need the Briar Thword. Now, the Moonberry juice, I'll drink, because drinks are in short supply for my character, and she's a little thirsty girl. So she'll drink some Moonberry juice. And the other thing I wanted to do is visit the tradesmith, and I guess we can stop at the bank and see if we can lighten our load a little bit. If we go to the craftsman's terrace and maybe head over to where the cooks are, and then we're going to hop on the flight path and head to Felwood to continue Linken's journey, which is about all we have left to do. Right by it. We just have a few fish. If you look, I think we need... How many do I have? 9, so we need 18 hot spices. And I think we just need 2 soothing. That will give us some more of our fish. These guys they're useful. The glossy mite fishes. Mite fish, cooked glossy mite fish, and then the hot smoked bass gives us that cooked. The raw summer bass gives us hot smoked bass. They're useful. We were getting low. We were starting to eat into our squid reservoir, and then other than that, we just have a little bit of night fin soup. Those are, to me, more useful. I guess I'm gonna maybe take some, like this blacksmith insignia. I don't know, I'm on the fence about whether I want to put that in the bank.
Good luck, friend.
I don't think we have anything useful. Oh, make a mage weave bandage. We're still saving up our rune cloth. Okay. I didn't realize we're not at 300 for whatever yet, but we'll get there eventually. It's just that we've turned in the rune cloth for the elves. We've done it for the gnomes. We've done it for the... We have not done it for dwarves or humans yet. So we haven't done the repeatable rep grind. But we'll get there. So we have a little bit more rune cloth. 160, 171 more rune cloth before we can worry about whatever we're going to do with that. Alright, let's hop in the bank here.
What brings you here?
Yes, we're running low, but let's put a stack there. That's all good. I'll keep that stuff for now. Stones I will actually keep. What's this? That's my sigil of expertise. Trinket. I don't know exactly what it does. I guess it's cool. I'm keeping this sword still for now. That I can save. Alright. Well, not a lot here going on. I can sell that. Alright, so now we're going to go back to flight paths and fly to Felwood. We'll sell that little bandage when we get there. And this is the last couple stages. We're going to have to, unfortunately, walk the whole length of Felwood. We have two choices. We can fly down to Astronar and walk up since we have to be at the bottom, or we can fly to the top and then walk all the way down. Let's see the difference in flight path. If I end up doing some wonky flight path, then we'll just go down anyway.
To maintain our link
so
to
if
the
we go to the
mainland,
top
we
of
have
Felwood, it's a
constantly
cutover.
flying between Rutheran
Or
village
if we
and
go to
Darkshore.
Astronar, it's actually a longer flight, but it does put us up closer near the bottom, but not crazy close. We'll just go there. Okay, so I don't foresee anything crazy happening work-wise this week, so anticipating that, we should be able to do 3 long plays this week, meaning this is, I think, going to be the 7th and final episode, so most likely Horde will take us about the same. Ungoro Crater is pretty much the same for Alliance and Horde. Other than the Morrowgrain part, we have to do, if we look at the old yield spreadsheets, the Horde will have to do bone-bladed weapons. They have some killing of the leaf guys rather than the blood petal. It works out about the same. Killing's probably a pinch quicker. The blood petal zapper is really easy. I'm pretty sure you just go zap some guys. And then after you do the actual ooze, that will take us a little longer because we'll have to collect our stacks of ooze and then come back and do the melding of influences. So I will say all together it'll be a pinch longer, because the extra Morrowgrain, which from a time perspective is a lot longer, I was able to just pop on and keep using my cooldown off camera, so that wound up being, you know, the collecting of the soil for that's not really a big deal. Okay, so I did mention last time how things are going to change. You know, just the programming is going to change come the new year. Now that, again, I'm not abandoning this project at all. We will 100% cover everything in Classic together. If you think about it, at the pace I've been currently going, unless I have some major life changes that allow me to be at home more often, and even then, really I hope that the online part of this game will help me, not the online, switching to retail. Once we get to retail, that should allow me to do a little bit more, because I won't be as hindered by... Two things will really need to happen to increase the amount of long plays I drop each week. One, we need to switch over to retail so that I can stop having to do... once I get to retail, I'm going to stop doing an off-camera portion. I'll work on the spreadsheets off camera, but we'll figure it out in real time together. We'll just learn and experience it together. So that'll mean I won't have this kind of gate, because Classic is so long that stumbling through it is more prohibitive. So I do the off-camera kind of dry run first, and it is usually by and large very helpful. It allows me to create the sheet. But what I could do is create the sheet with research first, and because there's a lot less like gatekeeping with retail, and even if there was, it's a lot easier to travel. You know, you can, there's flight paths everywhere. There are flying mounts that are faster than flight paths. You can do any dungeon you want with a group, so any kind of quests we need to do that are long and convoluted, you can do it. You can quickly get powerful enough to over level things and deal with it outside of like a chromie time or whatever, which will allow you to solo a lot of the elite content you couldn't before. There's just a lot of things that can really help you. Things that are not available in Classic, like for everything that we do up to the current expansion, you could easily just get a second account with a high level character, which we have which I have one. I could even bring my own, or have like my wife or kid get on there, and carry you. So if we had to, you could get an on-demand carry anytime you want. And I hope to not do that sort of things, but the point of this show is lore. It's experiencing all of the stuff and reviewing it all as best we can. There's a little shop. Yeah, there's one up here. Not that I have a lot to sell, but I want to sell that little bandage that we made.
Goddess, watch over you.
One more evergreen pouch. Then we're going to walk down Felwood here to the Emerald Sanctuary. That's a little bit of a walk. So, wherever we are in the game, I will... Oh, there is an empty spot. Wherever we are in the game come the new year, that's when we'll start this project. But the second thing, I said there's two things. So one is switching to retail and cutting out the gatekeeping. The second thing is when I finish all of the non-canon lore and that gets caught up to wherever we are in the game, which we're getting there. If we just take a peek at my master sheet that I use, and this sheet's going to have gaps. There are some things that we are trying to cover. So, for instance, we have a lot of the art, but that art can be tied into the actual expansion that it's tied to, the year that it's tied to. But we've done the art up through Pandaria, and I believe I have the Draenor one waiting. I just didn't do it, and that's going to wait until we get to Draenor. And I don't remember if I was able to find the Art of World of Warcraft or not. Those are expensive and hard to find books. And rather than buying them, I might just find other people that have done watches, kind of like I did. I did that on an episode of Assassin's Creed, and it was a game changer for me. So we're going to do that in the future. If I can't find reasonable parts of these. The film Alternate Universe of Beyond the Dark Portal. Kind of interesting. But these are different art books. See, that have come out. And I could go back and add some of those into Art of Legion. Freaking impossible to get. That's the one that really worries me. So is Art of the Shadowlands. And of course, there are art books that have come out since that. I'm sure there's an Art of Dragonflight and now War Within. And by the time we get there at midnight, and probably by the time we get there, whatever comes after midnight, the third part in the trilogy. So anyway, there's this and the visual guide and blah, blah, blah. Ultimate visual guide. Don't think we read that yet. So that's 2013. So that will come. Actually, I think that's where we should actually do that. I don't know if we've... Let me look at my own playlists. Because I have an art playlist. Oh yeah, I've got 53 different playlists. Yeah, the Art of Warcraft. And within the Art of Warcraft, I want to look at the videos. Yeah, we have the Art of Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, some of these took a while. The Art of World of Warcraft 1 and 2. The Art of the Burning Crusade 1 and 2. Art of the Wrath of the Lich King 1 and 2. The Art of Cataclysm 1 and 2. The Art of Mists of Pandaria 1 and 2. The Cinematic Art of Wrath of the Lich King 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is all of it. So that's where we stopped. So I haven't done the... I'd have to kind of look through this together and see... I'll have to kind of scan on my own and see where I'm at. But I don't believe I've done, if we go back to the list, the Ultimate Visual Guide. So that could kind of be added in there. We are working our way through Folk and Fairy Tales organically. But again, also 2013, that's right around the time, like in between Mists of Pandaria and Draenor. So really it's... So as we get to somewhere within Mists of Pandaria, we can get that lore going. Ultimate Visual Guide, yeah. So the dev roundtables, they also happen. I didn't do those yet, because then I kind of stopped and I was like, well, maybe I should do these based on the year that they came out. But I don't necessarily love that either, but the dev roundtable for sure. Sylvanas is where this game stopped. We read most of that book. We just didn't read the Shadowlands portion of it. Okay. Then you skip forward. And I have been going through because those are just like non-canon, non-dated lore, and we've been working our way through, and we are pretty dang close. We're in the Doom of Draenor, and we are reading Warcraft Duraton right here. So we are at basically up to the year before the Dark Portal opened, the year before Warcraft Orcs and Humans began. And this novel is slow, but then we will... I'm pretty sure I have not read the comic on Bonds of Brotherhood, but that'll just be one episode. We're about 19 episodes into the book, so at the rate I've been going, I have been reading 3 episodes a week. So we're looking at 6 or so weeks. Really? Feels off. No, we need 11. We have 11. So we're looking at less than 4 weeks. That makes sense. So within a month, so by the end of, probably right as we start October, I'll be done with that book. And then we'll kick off Bonds of Brotherhood. I've already read Chronicles on this. The alternate universe for Harbinger's Gul'dan video and the Lords of War videos we haven't done, but we'll do watches on those together. I did read the Black Hand. We did read Rise of the Horde, but we'll have the in-game object. So that's where things will start. As we get into October, we've already read Warcraft Legends. Lore in Short, Dark Portal. I don't remember if I viewed that. I kind of think I didn't. And that gets us into Warcraft Orcs and Humans. Or actually, it gets us into Warcraft. Yeah, Warcraft 1. Alright, let's talk to this guy real quick as we do Linken's memory for this girl.
The Emerald Circle strives to heal the... Hello, adventurer. Is there something I can help you with?
Alright, so we'll pause before I get back into navel gazing on the content on where it's going to come, just in case you're interested on a programmatic preview. But this is Linken's memory. We're kind of, yeah, we're getting down. Oh, that's, whoops. In the game. Linken's memory. There we go. And this is going to open up Silver Heart, so I might as well just put it right there. So Linken's memory completed. Silver Heart about to be picked up.
I do not know the one you speak of, adventurer, but worry not. If your friend was on a journey to find me, I do know what it was he desired. In the heart of Ungoro Crater dwells evil of the purest form. This evil takes the shape of an elemental called Blaze Runner, protected by an aura that none can dispel. None except those with enough power to do so. I can teach you of this power, adventurer. First do as I ask. Collect 11 silvery claws and 1 iron tree heart from the creatures in Felwood. Then return.
Okay, so she knows Linken was coming here because I guess that's what she's famous for, is this. I guess the fighting of evil. So Blaze Runner has a non-dispellable aura. It's annoying. And we need to get 11 silvery claws and 1 iron tree heart from any of the creatures in Felwood. So that's what we're going to march on now to do. When I did this before, I found greater luck as I went more north, but we will just literally fight every creature we see that has claws. The wolves and bears, I also had more luck with the bears than I did the wolves. That might have just been RNG. But I did do it twice, so we're just going to stay on this north side of the road, fight our way first, forward, and there we go, we got... Hey, I'm happy to be wrong. We just got 1 silvery claws from a lowest level wolf here. And as we fight these guys, we'll kind of talk about what's going forward a little bit. Yeah, so if you go back to looking at what we were looking at, you have, we read a lot of that stuff. Then we have the film alternate universe, the Warcraft film. Okay, second guy did not give us a log. So we're gonna do. I'm not gonna do a watch of that movie because you'll quickly get flagged by YouTube services for watching a full movie online. So we're not gonna do that. What I think I'll do instead is I'm gonna do a read-through of the script. So if we do a read-through of the script, will probably not be as long as a movie. Oh, we got a second claw. But there's a bear. But I'm thinking it will take us like probably at least 4-ish. Probably my estimate is it's going to take around 4 episodes, give or take, depending on how fast the script. I've never read a full movie script before. So it will probably, my guess is it would read faster than the movie, but not much. So if a movie's somewhere in the ballpark of 2 hours, my guess is that'll take us around 4 episodes. So that's just a little bit more than a week. And we were about halfway, so that's going to take us as like 3/4 of the way through October by the time we hit that. And then there's immediately the novelization of the movie. So it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna compare the script of the movie to the novelization of the movie, and I wonder what a laughable affair that is gonna be. But that's gonna be a journey we take together. Look, this time I'm having more luck with the wolves than I am with the bears, of course. So that novelization, my guess is it's gonna be a 10-week affair or whatever, probably similar to what we're experiencing right now with the prequel novel. I don't know if it's going to be a Christie Golden vehicle or not, but let's just assume 10 weeks, which is going to put us, because that's about how long this other 10 weeks. Seems a lot, but I guess maybe that's true. Got a silvery claw. If that's the case, then that's going to basically take us till the end of the year. So as we finish, we will not have been caught up. But let's see how long, because once we're fully caught up, then I will switch back over and I'll be doing long plays basically every single day. Now, for those of you that are really into the classic and you're not interested in watching the retail, it's going to be sad because by that point in time, I will most likely have dropped down to only doing one classic long play video a week. Maybe more for the holidays, because the holiday stuff is going to be time sensitive. So the holiday stuff we are going to bust out. And those episodes are going to probably be long too, because we're just going to have to get through them. Luckily for us, like I said, we've already done some. Lunar Festival will take us a little bit of time to do. I don't think we necessarily have to do Lunar Festival on both Alliance and Horde, though, because they're the same. We might have to do both. I'll have to look and see. Alright, we're at 5 claws, by the way. But let's see how long, if we can just get a rough estimation of how long before we actually catch up once we hit that new year. How long until we are caught up? So there's an in-game object. That's not much. That's still, we'll wrap that in there. So we already read Arthas. There's a short story called The Paladin Feast. So as we kind of kick off the new year, we've got, like I said, right now, lately we've been making around 3 per week. So that gives us... Oh, yeah. I have to drink one of those moonberry juices. Okay, so... Yeah, 3 years after the portal opens, so this is immediately after. We already read the Tides of Darkness, and we have the Alliance of Darkness. So first week of the new year, we're still getting that. And then we're in the 4 to 7 year. We already read Chronicles. We already did the Warcraft 2 game and the manual. And there you go. We have a troll. We already did the Troll Compendium. I believe we already did History of the Blood Elves Town Hall. So that's taken care of. I believe we already did Anasterian Sunstrider. But the original Warcraft will done. There we go. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drink. We're gonna drink a moonberry juice, and I guess let's do one of these hot smoked bass. Okay, so that'll take us like a week into the new year. Cool, not too bad. Now we're 8 years after the Dark Portal. We already read that novel. We'll have an in-game object. We'll have Illyria Windrunner. And I believe we already read the 1,000 Years of War. We did the transcripts on that. That was actually a fun watch, doing the script on that. That's what made me think about doing this. We read the transcripts for those, I'm pretty certain. We'll have to double check. And then we'll have the Birth of the Lich King. So that'll take us through that second week. And then we'll have Ice Crown and the Frozen Throne. We've already read Arthas, and we've already read the Galliwix short story. So as we enter now the third week of the new year, we're going to be right around here starting that and getting into... There's an in-game object for War of the Spider. We'll get that one. We're 10 years inside. There you go. We got our 7th law. So now we're 10 years into, we are in Warcraft 2 time. And that will get us Veriza Windrunner. Okay, now we enter the third week. We'll get the Battle of Grimital, Lethargy of the Orcs, so we'll be doing some more in-game objects. And then Kel'Thuzad and the Forming of the Scourge. Cool. So entering 15 years as we start to think about the Scourge and how that's forming behind the scenes, even though we're only in Warcraft 2. Okay, and then that will enter the fourth week as we're starting to get near the end of January here of 2026. We will read about the Undead Plague and then reading an article about the Alliance splintering. So at the end of kind of Warcraft 2, leading us into that area. And then reading the Lord of the new Horde's in-game object. So yeah, so the new Horde post all of this stuff, post Warcraft 2, what does that look like? It's kind of cool. It's kind of like prequel stuff to Warcraft 3 as we transition over into February. February, Chronicles Chapter 2. Chronicles 2, Chapter 3, I mean. The Volume 3, Chapter 2, which we've already read. I believe we already read the High Elves. We already read A Blood and Honor. Then the Warcraft 3, the story so far, we will read. So as we lead into Warcraft 3 prequel stuff. That's cool. So that's as we transition into February. There we go, we got our 8th Silvery Claw. This also goes to show you the Ret Paladin lifestyle that I can minimize while I fight this. I could not have done anything better on the fighting. We will get, yeah, Warcraft 3, that's when that will start. We will have Uther the Lightbringer's character. So that's cool. We'll get to read his entry as we transition into February. So come February, we're still going to be able to have the Horde option. Then the Scourge, so second week of February, the Scourge of Lordaeron. We already read the Prelude, we already read that. Cenarius, new races arriving in Kalimdor. I think we already read that. Boom, boom. I think we have all of these done because we already read them earlier. So the Night Elves, the Third War, I think we might already have that. So I think that doesn't actually help us as we enter second week of February. I don't think we've already pre-read a lot of that stuff when we were reading about those things in the Ancients time. So that doesn't do anything for us. We already read the Ashburner comic. Okay, we'll have an in-game object about the Sunwell. We already read all those comics, and that takes us into 21, which is going to be, we're getting close to expansion time. We will get Archimonde's Return. And we will get us an article on the Battle of Mount Hyjal, which is like end of Warcraft 3. Okay, now we enter mid-February. I'm kind of going backwards in my walk. Mid-February, we will get... yeah, we've already done that. now we're on fully the expansion to Warcraft 3. That's where we are mid-February with our non-canon lore. Okay, I'm going to try to go across the bridge here. Across the water. Cross it right at this little waterfall. Yeah, so sorry if this is boring for you guys, but I'm just kind of... This is part of how I do it. This is how my brain works. This is how I process and plan the show. It gets planned way ahead of time, and then it gets tweaked and altered. Anyone that's been part of the show for a long time knows plans change. Things happen, sometimes outside of my control, sometimes within my control. Alright, so... I believe we already read most of these. I'm scanning. I will double check these off camera. Okay, we'll get, as we get to mid-February, we'll get a Rexar entry. That's cool. Alright, so this I believe is where I started having greater luck when I did this on my own, but maybe I was just impatient because we seem to have fine luck so far. We will get an object called the Betrayer Ascendant. And we will get an encyclopedia about the Watchers. Okay, then we enter the third quarter of February. We will get to read Rise of the Blood Elves, Civil War in the Plague Lands, and the Lich King Triumphant. Very cool. So we'll bust out in-game objects quite quick as we move February along. Okay, then we enter late February, transitioning into March. You'll get Old Hatreds, the in-game book. We already read Arthas. And we'll start entering that period of time before World of Warcraft. We will read about Fandral Staghelm. And the year before, we will read a short story for Lies and Liberty. So that's pretty cool. I cannot complain about that. Okay, and then as we hit that first real big week in March, as March starts, we will be hitting the World of Warcraft non-canon lore. So that means we are basically right caught up. Which is great. Look and see how much... Oh, oops, waste of mana. Look and see what we have here. We will have nothing, because I've already read all of that. We've already read Cycle of Hatred in the comics, so nothing in that first year. We've already watched the video, and we're played the game. So we will read that first week of March. We have a lot, actually. This actually, the Warcraft non-canon skip, looks like we have a bunch. Warcraft PDF entries. There we go. We got our 9th Silvery Claws. Okay. So, first week of March, we'll have the Journey of Bran. We'll have the Murlocs. We will have the Races of Azeroth. Okay. Second week of March, we'll have Bestiary, the classes, the dungeons. So, just little entries. Now, if this is quick, these might all get folded into one thing. It's very possible. We're going worst case scenario. So this timeline might update. Third, we have FAQ, the world map, and the blog classic Getting Around Azeroth. Then as we transition into April, you'll have Taking Your First Steps, Transportation, Mounts. Yeah, see, these might quicken. I might actually... Let's say we just do the Town Hall as one. Okay, so then that means the second week would be Warcraft blog, and then the second one, and then the game guide for transportation, let's say. And then we have third week of March. We would have the game guide for the world, the classic factions, and then a blog on revisiting heroisms past in the Molten Core. Interesting. And as we wrap up March, we will have Getting Started on the Classes, Dungeons, and then Reputation in Classic. So chances are we're now going to be rolling into April. Things that I previously said. As April starts, we'll have Onyxia the Black Dragon, classic raid areas, and then that's actually right where we're at right now. That'll catch us up. So we read those comics. We're on Mysteries of Maraudon, and that's where we will. Now, by then, will we have gotten to Dire Maul? Maybe, possibly. Okay, Silvery Claws, 10 of 11. And that's where further, like, research or whatever on my part's gonna go. I will still be working things off camera. Well, no I won't. But we're still gonna have to do, like, some Alliance and Horde differences. As we work our way through those zones. So like I said, I anticipate us being, like, at the start, once I reduce us down, I anticipate us being on the Burning Steps around that time, which means we will have done Western Plaguelands into its entirety. We'll have finished my Blasted Lands. We'll have finished Sunken Temple. So it'll just slow us down, but it'll mean that Burning Steps will. And you know what I'll do is I'll try to make the videos a little longer to compensate. But it means that it'll take us a couple months to get through Burning Steps. But Burning Steps will then follow up with Blackrock Depths. So into this February period, we'll be basically wrapping up Burning Steps with both accounts and doing Blackrock Depths as we start retail. Okay, we have all the claws we need, thank goodness. Now we just need to get one heart. The heart's easy. A lot of traveling to do. And the heart will allow us whatever, Iron Tree Heart. Once we go, unfortunately, once we get it, we're gonna have to go back here and then travel again, fly down to the south and hope that we can find someone. So then if you look at the second 2 months leading to April, in that time period, you'll have 9 or 10, so that will be Eastern Plaguelands. So as we prepare to finally switch over to long plays all the time, Eastern Plaguelands should have been finished on one character, on an Alliance character, and we'll be on it on Horde. And maybe I'll be okay, we'll have to kind of a little bit sooner on that. So if you look at dungeons, we'll have done Blackrock Depths. Kind of wrote this out. We will probably run Lower Blackrock Spire sometime in that time period also. And then Scholomance will get run. So let me think here. If we do Burning Steps, after that there's only 3 zones. So at the culmination of that, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically we'll need to do 2. So we'll run Blackrock Depths and Lower Blackrock Spire, like right away at the culmination of Burning Steps. So that will get us there, finishing Burning Steps, doing those 2 dungeons, and then we'll probably get halfway through Eastern Plaguelands. At the end of Eastern Plaguelands, we will run Scholomance and probably Stratholme. Why not, right? That makes sense. I like that. So, at the slower pace, we will still be running those zones. Eastern Plaguelands, which is, I'm really looking forward to doing that zone. And that'll take us, you know, another couple months to run those. So it'll be like May, June. So halfway through next year, we should be done with Stratholme. By then, here's our Iron Tree Hearts. I think I had a good drop rate, almost last time. I believe I had 100% drop on my others. Like, I got it on first kill both times. Then we take another couple months to give us probably getting through Winter Spring. And at the end of Winter Spring, we will run Dire Maul and then Upper Blackrock Spire. So I did not get a 100% drop rate. So that's like getting us into basically by a year from now, we should be done with everything except for like, so that means, and in that time, there's no lore. So between now and then, no lore will come out except for the ruins of Dire Maul. So that's going to kind of hurt me a little bit. But that's okay because I'm going to be doing in retail, well, basically, I'll read the in-game lore before it. Because when Dire Maul comes out, like, we will have been way past it in that game before then. And actually... I don't know. This plan could change a little bit too because that's going to slow me down. But you can do some of this stuff. There we go. We got the iron part. So now we have to go all the way back down. Walk all the way down the zone. Yeah, because that patch for, which is patch 1.7. No, I'm sorry, patch 1.3. That's before the patch we're going to be playing in retail. So really, I guess before we start that, we will need to read some chronicles leading up to Dire Maul. We will need to do all of this stuff. World bosses, Azure Ghost, Lord Kazakh. We're going to have episodes where we need to run those guys. They came out at the same time. Dire Maul preview, we're going to read that. Dire Maul now available. Warsong Gulch and a story going along with Warsong Gulch. Alterac Valley and 2 previews parts. All those things are going to come at that same patch for Dire Maul. Nothing came out for Mysteries of Maraudon other than Chronicles. Then that all happened in patch 4 and patch 5. Yeah, because Dire Maul and then this Azure Ghost and Lord Kazakh and Dire Maul preview. Dire Maul now available. That's all one. And then that was patch 5. No, that's patch 3. Then patch 4 gave us the World PvP, which that doesn't really do anything. And Epic Quests, there's no lore around that. Then patch 5 gave us the 2 battlegrounds, which is all of those other parts right there. And that brings us to patch 6, which is Blackwing Lair. So Blackwing Lair is a raid. The 3rd raid, we have Molten Core, we have Onyxia. Those came out first. Then we're going to do Blackwing Lair. Like, once I get to the point where I'm just doing some raiding and stuff, I'm torn. I really want to start this other project. Then we really have all this junk to do. We have all this lore to do before we're really ready for it. And I don't want to skip ahead. And really, the game, once patch 113 came out, which 113 is what they're listing. Wait, was it 113, 111? 111, I'm sorry. Once 111 came out, only quests that came out then are the only ones still alive. And that's Shadow of the Necropolis. So there are certain quests that were revamped and existed at 111. Nothing exists in its pre-111 patch 1.11 state. There are 500 quests available from the time that Naxxramas came out. And a lot were removed at that point in time, too. So when we get to Nax, yeah, I don't know, guys. bummed. We have a lot of lore. In the meantime, we're going to continue what we're doing. It's going to last us a little while, but there is a lot of content ahead. If I get to a part where there's a zone that has absolutely no... I mean, that's another thing I could do to kind of speed us along. Is I could only do... Once I hit 60, I could just do the quests that have a version that's associated with their faction. That could save us a lot of time. As a matter of fact, I probably will do that. Like I said, we'll probably switch over. We'll either do Border Alliance, whatever the zone is better. Because if it doesn't matter, if dialogue doesn't change, just doubling our playtime. Like in Ungoro Crater, it almost happened. It's the same thing with Alliance, with Blasted Lands, very close.
Goddess watch over you.
I can tell you more of the power required to defeat Blaze Runner, but first you need to gather the things I require.
Very well, adventurer. I can see you are serious about helping your friend.
I am. So these are the things that kind of go into my mind about how to make the show, how to make it as good as possible, and yet we're going to get Aquementas right now. And yet still like keep things going.
Take this bag of supplies with you to Darnassus. Travel to Lost Rigger Cove and look for a circle of stones. The eastmost peninsula is the secret. From this circle only, read from the Book of Aquar. Summon the only creature that can transform the items you collected into a totem to fight Blaze Runner. Aquementas will not be pleased to be awakened, but remember, you must remain in the circle for him to transform the items.
Okay, so what I might do is scrap that original plan that I was talking about and just plan to get up to Nax, but then basically from the Nax patch on, I'm going to go down to the south, by the way. What did it say? We have to go where? Take the book, the claws, and Iron Tree to Darnassus, and use it to summon, use the Book of Aquar, so that's like Link to the Past, to summon Aquementas once you've completed it. So we have to go down to Darnassus now. Great. We have to go over here in Lost Rigger Cove. Dang it. So I thought we were able to just fly back, but we have one more step to do. We have to fly there first, then go back. Much quicker. Going over here, or going over here. I don't know. Not the same. Yeah, because if those things came out in patch 111, then I kind of... all of this extra lore coming out first before patch 111. I'd like to cover that all before I got started. So, alright. And once I get to the Dire Maul stuff, I'm not going to be able to move forward anyway. So, I think we showed that it was... yeah. Alright, so I guess we're just going to stay the course for a while. Well, what I might do to speed things up is, like I said, is just pick one of the two characters, whichever one I feel like on any given day, once they're level 60. And then just run the neutral ones once. So, for Blasted Lands, if you look at what we have, if we look at the spreadsheet, quest and order, there are some Alliance-specific only quests, but nothing for Horde only. So what we could do is just run that zone with Aquementas only. Now, Ungoro, there are quests for both. And, I mean, in Blasted Lands, I'm tempted also because that's the last of this tier. Silver, Sunken Temple, we're going to run both because there's class-specific stuff, if nothing else. We'll go ahead and run that on both people. It's also not that hard to get a Sunken Temple group. But once we start Western Plague Lands, also the quest chain is so annoying. Or... like, I am seriously worried We also have the mage. We also we have, instead of Glee Contessa and Glee Console, we have the other characters too. So we could possibly do that. Where I decide which one is going to go either particular way. We look and see Horde versus Alliance. After Sunken Temple, of course. Maybe even starting with Sunken Temple. Now, Sunken Temple, I'm going to run it on both of our two characters on camp. Blasted Lands, we might start right then with just, because there's no difference other than the Alliance has some Alliance-only quests. That's it. And that could help us speed up the program, because instead of running every zone twice and doing the same quests, if we only focus on the noticeable differences between each. So that's a potential way to cut ourselves out of a lot of time. And then we can look and see how that affects us. And then what we'll do is we'll see if a particular zone is more heavy on one faction versus another, we make that our main, and then we only hit up the other Horde-specific quests or Alliance-specific quests as needed. And then same thing, we look at the dungeons. If there are faction-specific quests for both, we will do it on both. And otherwise, the dungeons are also going to start getting so big that we will really start doing quest runs into the dungeons. Like, it's to do a full Blackrock Depths quest run. That's insane, and we might not be able to, that might be hard to find. But if we could do one main one like that, and then we just do a unique faction-specific quest run on the other faction, you know, that'll help us out. I think maybe that's what we do going forward. So maybe starting with the very next zone.
Where would you like to fly to?
We need to go down to Darnassus. So let's go ahead and just peek and see what that looks like. So let's duplicate this tab and let's look at, for instance, now Sunken Temple. I don't need to particularly quests. Dungeon quests. Let's look at Sunken Temple. Temple of Atel-Hakar. Alright, so this one does have a mixture. No, that's Season of Discovery. That's not real. So there's only this, not counting the faction, but there's the Sunken Temple quest, which we already did. There's the Temple of Atel-Hakar, which I'm pretty sure we already did. And Into the Temple, which is Alliance only. So maybe we didn't already do that. So there's a version of each, but we have to do it for each class anyway. So I don't mind running the Temple of Atel-Hakar. It's really, truly not as many quests as I thought. We have a lot of them already. Okay. So that's not a big deal. Now, I already know how it goes for Blasted Lands. I already did that, so we can skip past. Oh, we already did that. Then let's look at Western Plague Lands. So we're going to look at quests by zone. Eastern Kingdoms, Western Plague Lands. So Western Plague Lands has a lot of quests, and they have a lot of both. So this looks like a zone. Okay, it looks like we're running this whole pack being, it's hard without being a spreadsheet, but we look and see, we got 5, 10, I'm estimating 15, 20, 25, 30. Just over 30 Alliance, and then we have about the same for Horde. And then for neutral, now I don't know how crazy these neutral ones are going to be. And we have a couple Season of Discoveries, but not really much. Just one quest, which is But it looks, we do have some elites, which does worry me. Some elite neutrals. We got 5. Looks like we have about the same because we have 95, so that actually makes sense. So we've got about 30, 30, and 30. So with every particular, with particular zones, basically half of them will be neutral and half won't. Now for the neutral, you get an attuned dampener. I don't know what that is. The breastplate of the chromatic flight is an elite quest. A shadow resistance and a gun ring combo. Neither are good. Plus you get in dreams, which that's freaking good for both. So anyway, we will cross those, but that's a pretty dang good. That's a pretty good quest. In dreams. Is that from beating the Night Choir's Scarlet Subterfuge? Yeah, so that's a neutral quest line. All right, so it might be worth it for Western Plaguelands. We will save time by not doing it, but that looks like maybe a zone that... It's hard to say. It's hard for me to pick, because it's not insubstantial, but that is absolutely a faction-specific zone. That's where we're going to kick off. All right, let's look at... So that one I'm on the fence on. Let's look at the Searing Gorge. Okay, Searing Gorge has not that many quests, and they are all tied to the dungeons for the most part, and there are no Horde-specific, only Alliance-specific. So that one is a perfect candidate to just run on an Alliance character, whether that is my mage or whether that is Contessa. That's a perfect candidate for that. Great. Okay, now we keep going. The next one I was going to do after that was going to be the Eastern Plaguelands. We have a lot of Eastern Kingdoms here. Okay, Eastern Plaguelands, if we look at factions and spread it out, there's only less than 10 Alliance-specific. There is a ton of quests in this zone, but also a lot of season discovery. And you have about the same, just over 10, a little bit more with Horde-specific. That one's a lot of season discovery stuff. So that one is a better candidate, I would say, for you do the quests on one account and then you just do a side episode where you just really quick do the faction specific quests. Like let's say we did it on a Horde, you get a faction specific PvP quest and a couple elite raid type stuff for one faction. That is a good candidate for that. And then you look at, let's look at Winter Spring. Winter Spring, not a ton of quests. There is a pretty good amount of, it looks like around 15 Alliance only, and then only around 10 Horde. So that's another good candidate for, hey, we do it all on, say, Alliance, and then we come back and run it with Horde. Just for those one quest, that seems fine. And then you look at the final quest, which is Silithus, which I have a feeling is going to be all neutral. Oh, there's a few. Oh, there's a lot. Okay, probably PvP related. So there are, looks to be like around 20 Alliance only. There's actually a lot of quests. And about the same, but they're all PvP related, just junk at the end of the game. So same deal. I wouldn't feel like it was out of pocket to do one for each. And I would assume we're most likely going to need to do a faction run for each faction for the different dungeons. Where are we on record time? We're good. So we've done an hour. So what we're going to need to do is see if we can get lucky and get someone to help us with Linken's quest here. That's the only way it's going to work out. We need to turn in Aquementas. I don't want to start broadcasting quite yet because I have to go running into the sword and I can't link it. But if I can get someone to help me, that'd be great. That's the goal, to finish that today. Even if we run a little long, I would like to finish that. Okay, so I think that's a compromise that I might do to speed up the show, that you guys still get to experience everything, but we don't have to do as much stuff twice. At some point in time, I think I might just stop. I think I'm going to stop doing, maybe now, like maybe that Blasted Lands is pretty much done today. I'm going to stop today, screw it. And I will save, yeah. So maybe I'm gonna have to think long and hard today about who's our raid leader gonna be? Who's the person we want to bring the most into the raids? Do we want to have our mage? Pretty easy class to run. Do I want to have the paladin? Probably not going to be Linken. Sorry, lady. Sorry, milady. Although she will be the one running Blasted Lands with us. Alright, now we're going down to the camp. Just because we're going to run that one on Alliance only. And there are Alliance specific quests, and I've already ran it on my mage. So, yeah, I think I'm going to stop doing the dry runs, and we're just going to get... I mean, I could also pump up the record schedule. That's not the worst idea either. We could really start cranking things out, and instead of doing this off-camera stuff, if I'm going to speed this up... I don't know, tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think about... sound off in the comments about whether or not you think running it on Horde... You're just watching me kind of think about this in real time. So I used to, my first year of the show, I used to drop a lot of the side lore content, and I could still do that. And if I'm running that content throughout the day, then we could get through that stuff faster, and then I could focus on doing a more frequent long plays, especially if we're gonna focus only on this. And I know, so that's a pro. The con would be your feed will get hit with more, because the short lore is not that long for me to make. The downside would be that I'm going to be going into every episode blind, going from this point forward, because I would stop doing the prep levels. I kind of wanted to stop that anyway. And instead, what I could do is use the time I would do, like, for a quest, because it very frequently takes 20 minutes to do a quest on here. Well, it only takes me 10 to 20 minutes to do a short lore video. So if every time I would come on here and do a quest, if I instead did a short lore video, I could speed my time up. Which is not gonna, it's not gonna amount to like, oh, here's mithril. I do want to keep collecting mithril. I have to get on the other side of that stupid fence. I do want more mithril, because the green mithril, the green points for the mithril spurs is like the only way we're leveling up right now. While we're saving all of our thorium for the Imperial set. I do like her though too. I like some of this stuff. Great. Now, as far as the vanity project stuff goes, once we get up to Nax Ramus, I still stand by that. I don't know why I was trying to jump that fence. So we're going to be using the Book of Aqueous, which is another Link to the Past, one of the 3 books, and you go to this little spiral. This is definitely a shout out to read the book. Oh, we have to open the supplies. So we have the Silvery Claws, the Iron Tree Heart, I guess you need that to summon, and the Book of Aquor, summon Aqueous. It's kind of like the Who Dares Awaken Aquementas. So yeah, the downside, or whatever, downside, upside, is that we'll be crafting my list in real time. Or I'll still work on crafting the list off camera for the episodes. Before I do each zone, we'll craft those lists so I have that one spreadsheet ready to go. Yeah, so he's not very hard. So you beat him, and that's it. Oh, I don't even know. It says, Contessa, you've disturbed me from my rest. Aquementas begins to cast his powerful spell. Aquementas transforms the items into a totem. So I don't know if we even had to fight him. But we did. We beat him. Alright, now we need to go back over and then fly back to Goro Crater. So, anyhow, yeah, this is me spitballing. So if I did that, which I would even consider starting today, then you're gonna get out of me hopefully a long play on most days, especially since I would then no longer gate it behind this. And so that will upgrade your, I mean, except for I'll still do 1 day a week where I'm doing this, and then because long plays take longer, some days we might just miss an episode, but you'd still probably get a lore episode out of me. Very rare that a day comes and I can't take 20 minutes and put it aside. And it would allow us to up the ante. The Vanity Project, the whole holiday stuff, blah, all that's still going to go through. And we're still going to do that. When Christmas comes, regardless of wherever we at, I'm still going to start the holiday, and so that we can get what a long, strange trip it's been over the course of that first year, the course of 2026. I already have it on some other accounts, but just give us a little something to do. There's a couple quests too that you can only complete. You have to choose, and you can only complete once per year. That will allow us to start that cycle. And just keep a, like, I'll keep a reminders tab for myself. So if I did that, I could even hypothetically start it today if I drop my offline stuff, and then that would allow us going forward for me to choose on any particular dungeon or whatever. I do have to decide who I want my best character to be. That's going to become the person that holds the torch for us. I'm leaning towards my feral druid because of the things I mentioned before. I just like running with her. I like Momkin. She's a maxed out level alchemist. That's helpful. She is she can stealth. She can do the solo quests a lot. Solo elites. Things that we may or may not be able to do on our own. We'll go ahead and just prepare and sell before we go in.
I am listening.
Good.
Welcome to Darnassus, adventurer. How can I be of service to you today? You don't look like
how
a
about you buy
blacksmith to
these
me,
for bones,
but I know how
please?
looks can be deceiving.
Alright, so now we're gonna fly over, and when we get there, we'll turn in this quest,
Where would you
and then
like
we're
to
gonna
fly
start.
to?
We're gonna start our beggaring because we're not gonna be able to do this on our own.
If
So
you
we'll do two things. we'll start our beggaring, but then we will also go walk around while we're beggaring, and we'll look for a couple more Ungoro soil, because we have 10 seeds, so we need 20 total soil. That's 11. Actually, we won't even hunt the soil out. We'll just kill mobs with our one-handed Juno's Mercy, and that way we'll be leveling up our one-handed thing, and worst case scenario comes, we have to redo this. So for Horde, then if we're going to start this path, then we're going to just start it. So what we'll do then is we will flip over and only do, when we do our Horde stuff, we're only going to do the Horde quests for Ungoro Crater on our Shaman character. So yeah, we're just going to flip over and do that. So you'll still get to see all of her things, but that will greatly reduce what she has to do. We might do some of the neutral ones for fun if we're killing time for Morrowgrain. But that will allow us to complete this zone in half the time. And then certain things we won't have to go run and do. Then when we get Blasted Lands, we're only going to run that on Aquementas here. Then we'll do Sunken Temple on both, Horde and Alliance, both these two. I've already ran the class quest once on my other two characters, so there's no real point in doing it on them again. So it'll be we'll do it with Aquementas. Plus, that will guarantee that we're at 60 on both characters by the time we finish this zone. She'll be 60 for sure. That gives our other chance, that gives our Horde character, who is also high 59, just make sure that we have 60s. That opens up our options for what we can do. Okay, we're gonna go turn in the Totem of Aquementas now. Plus that will allow us to pin this quest in the comments. Yeah, I'm liking this idea. This will allow us to get through our side lore easier. And I'm still not going to do more than one long play episode a week. So we might bottleneck ourselves at some point with this new plan. We're gonna see how this works. I think this is a good plan. I like it.
Hey. Very good.
So you're back, eh? Let me take a look at that Aquementas.
Blaze Runner. Yes, I'm aware that a strong elemental resides in the charred center of the crater. We all just keep our distance. None have been able to penetrate the powerful aura that surrounds him. Many have been pushed from the rocky paths onto the ground below when trying to face him.
Okay, we finished this, and now Linken's adventure.
To think all this time that the reason Linken came here was to rid us of Blaze Runner. He seems like such an ordinary guy, but I did notice that he's not at all interested in any of my experiments or gadgets like most gnomes would be. He must be a true warrior at heart. Bring the totem to him. See if that helps him remember why he came here.
Okay, so Linken's adventure is underway. This is just a quick little hop, skip, and a jump. I really think we are super close to finishing. We'll look as we walk around. Okay, let's go turn in Linken's adventure, and let's hope we get lucky with some help, because there's no freaking way. She cannot solo it, I already know. It's hard enough. It took me multiple attempts to do it on my mage, who is able to kite and have and have frost, and didn't care that I was using the weapon in my offhand. It took me a couple attempts to do it using the tried and true entangled moonfire method of the druid.
Hi, how are you?
Maybe I got that one on the first try.
Very well, then.
Hi again, Aquementas.
Did JD help you at all?
She did, buddy. All right, so that one's going to be done. And now we're going to go with... it's dangerous to go alone. The last quest in the zone. So we can get rid of these. So I don't think we have any other.
Adventurer! I finally remember now. I did come here to fight Blaze Runner. I was on a journey, and this was to be the last step. But I am no longer the hero. You are all that you have done. You must finish this now, not me. Blaze Runner guards an artifact called the Golden Flame. It provides power more vast than anything else I have ever known, and it is dangerous in the hands of one with an evil heart. You will want to bring others with you. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this as my advice.
Okay, so it's dangerous to go alone is, you know, another callback to... to Legend of Zelda. I'm going ahead and posting to see if we can get any help with this bad boy. I don't know that we're going to be able to do a lot with it. I'm going to just keep broadcasting that we need help with that, and we'll see what we can get. I'm going to go around the volcano so that we are right there. Oh, let's go ahead and open. Let's use one of our pouches here. So you have to hold this in the offhand. It's kind of annoying, which means we can't use our two-handed weapon. Otherwise, the dude is like immune to damage, and then it only lasts for like 30 seconds or something. So there's a 30-second cooldown on its use. So we're basically, and this is not, we are not a class that can kite very well. So I am worried about this, but this is good. If we're going to do it now, I don't have to worry about finding another person. I would be more optimistic about doing this on our Horde character, just because she has like magic that she could use if she really wanted to. She could kite a little bit with her slow totem and her frost. Like, there are ways she could make this work, and she doesn't need to have a weapon equipped for it. But it's this girl. She's got nothing. I have no way to damage him without weapons other than consecration, and that's obviously not going to be realistic. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bind this to us, and we're going to start fighting one-handed. I don't know how well it's going to work. We're only at sword 7, so he might be able to, he might kill us. Maybe I should switch over to a defensive totem while I'm fighting in this manner. I'm quickly raising it. Okay. So right off, but we have basically nothing on swords, so that's a shame. We are now level 4. We're now working on level 5 as swordsmen. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep posting that I need help. Eventually, maybe someone will hear. Please. In the beginning, we're going to level up quite fast. The sword, this is faster than leveling up our two-handed swords also, because quicker rate of attack. We are now working on being a level 7. Awesome. Actually, I should probably put mana on there too, instead of attack, because we're not hitting anyway, so who cares that our attack power is up. Yeah, let's work with that. I don't care about the consecration aura. Actually, you know what? Let's do fire resistance. That will be better than armor. Okay, so we are now working as though we were level 10 with this sword. Great. Probably should have had, I could have had some kind of... Could use this 30 minutes of spirit. Where's that one at? Yeah, that could help us too. Hey, oh man, that was a big hit. Alright, so we are now, our defense went up a little bit. We're now fully level 12 and we're working on being level 13. I don't want to use any of my other buffs because they're better, but a 30-minute spirit buff, that's like, that doesn't matter. And that's it. Yep, we're just, I'm just gonna keep spamming chat until someone hopefully helps out. That's all we can do. Or if I can get myself up to, like right now we're level 15, if we can get ourselves up to a high enough level where I'm actually like appropriate, where I'm close to like 59 or whatever, then like it's just all these people spamming wanting to trade or whatever, wanting to trade. I think we're still pretty much on the every swing gives us a level up point. Yeah. We're just talking about dumb stuff there. See, I worry about also this group of Lassander Hall, blah blah blah. Yeah, I like my new plan. I like my new plan. I think that will help me out. If I do an extra 1 to 2 a day, I mean, I'm still just gonna get 1 record off minimum per day. Some days I'm not gonna get more than that. And that is what it is. But then I will separately try and hit a long play each day. I'm gonna try. Except for Tuesdays, where Tuesdays I'm still just gonna go for the Assassin's Creed. He got a good. We're level 21 fully now, working on level 22. He just had a good few hits in a row. Yeah, see when he hits with that last wave, I think it hurts. I don't think I really have anything. I could go with it. No, that have a more powerful spirit buff. It says. Strength I don't really care about. Okay, we are now at whoa. Luckily he paused for a second there. Okay, we're now at level 25. We're working on level 26. Yeah, they just want to talk about freaking GDKP. Oh, we just finished 26. Away from there. I mean, if we have to, what else can I do? I'm trying to see if there's any real buffs. I don't want to use. I could use Night Dragon's Breath. Plenty of them. That could help me if we get low on mana. Now we're okay. When this Mark of the Chosen is up, it's solid. Go ahead and refresh my buff right now. Alright. I think we are still at the every swing is a level up. Seems like we might. Yeah, level swing. Yeah, so we're still there. Pretty bad. Series of a couple bad hits in a row. I don't know if this fire resistance of 45 is helping. We just passed level 30 and we're working on level 31. I still don't think, yeah, we haven't even hit him once yet, so. So we're still way too far below. But with our spirit buff and our Blessing of Wisdom, which I believe I'm working on, improved Blessing of Wisdom, right? Yeah, so that's good. I'm going to give another point to that soon. Okay, now it looks like we are off of every swing being a level up. Not that far off of it, but still seems like most swings are giving me a level up, but I've noticed a couple where not. And we are, just for frame of reference, we're level 33, working on level 34. Nothing. That hit right there. We still have not hit him one time. So, you know, which is to be expected. Imagine if you were running around Ungoro Crater at level 34. Well, then, here. See if anyone wants to, on a Sunday, take pity. Okay, we're working on level 15. 35, I meant to say. Okay, now my mana is getting low. They're asking if it would help if they would heal me, and I... So they're offering to heal me, which is very nice of them, but... Alright, so... They're at 57. And they're in the zone. Okay, so first of all, I need to have this Aquementas thing equipped in my offhand while I sword fight him. And also, let's... Uh-oh. No, 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 no. I got the elite padding elite guy just got out of there. Bro, baby, I didn't know what that meant. They said back baby aggro. I'm like, what is baby aggro? Now I think I understand. They're talking about like real life baby aggro. Alright, let me go ahead and add this well-fed buff here. Okay, so I have the little thing on, and I will try. So they're coming in. We got a helper, so that's good. They're level 57. If they stay on DPS, I will try and continue to get this level up. Right now I'm at 39. I'm gonna keep trying to fight him. Just in the meantime. This one-handed sword, but I mean, like I said, 39. That's really low. So that's just not really enough to do anything. Even still. Okay, so now we're working on level 40, but I mean, we're still 15 levels below wherever these mobs are at, essentially. And there's only so much you can do about that. So I feel bad because I will not be able to contribute on DPS at all. And I think this guy's going to hit hard. Yikes. That hurts me. Alright, so he's coming right here. See him walking around. Alright, so alright, so we've got to make our way to the top of this little thing. So he just says, what are we doing? And so I'm just saying, going to the tippy top. Okay, I'm already up to 203 with swords too. Alrighty. So we're gonna try and do it. I think it would be cool. I don't remember the exact way to the tippity top here, but maybe we can get up the lava path. A little tricky. I think we can go up this path now. Okay. Do I have a... Trying to get like a lay of the land or something. Alright, so let's clear the couple guys out front. Okay, so I can't do anything with these guys. But okay. This is annoying to try to get up here. And here's another guy right here. Okay, so yeah, we were at 205. We're at 21 on this sword. I think I'm okay. I need to put this on myself. Okay, so I'm gonna go pop a heal off on him. I'm at 207. He says he has a quest on the top too, so he probably has that little hottest point thing. We can get that. Alright, so what do I have here? I have that's still 15, that's still 4. I think I'm okay. Alright, so let's get his mana. I will re-put mana on him. And then after that, I basically just need to... I'm gonna have to keep him. Okay, so I need to back up from him. Nice. Yeah, I just need to cue the heals constantly. Okay, so he's doing pretty good. This guy's almost dead. Freaking awesome. That's awesome.
Brilliant!
So we got him. That's great. So that was a good help. Awesome. So that we had someone. Oh, I need to go get. You have to kill Blaze Runner and go get the Golden Flame. I guess the Golden Flame is like the. Maybe supposed to be symbolic of the Triforce. Maybe? I almost forgot to get it. That would have been sad. Yeah, so if you look at it, it is like a little golden triangle, so it's 100% supposed to be some kind of Triforce nod. And that was it. So we freaking did the zone, guys. I am so happy. Let's go ahead and put our actual sword back on. We did, just for funsies, also get our regular swords up to like level 41 or 42 or something. So we're good to go. It was a little dicey. They almost died, but oh wait, we got a rich thorium. Oh heck yeah. I don't know if that person was going for it, but they seem to be just going about their business. Oh, awesome! We got an arcane crystal. Those are rare. Only got 2 things. So we're only at 6 Oreo, so we have 10 total Oreo. But that's something I'd like to do, like I said, for the vanity project side of things. I'd like to go and do some of that stuff. I think it disappeared. Alright, so then what we will do, starting with the next long play video, which will be tomorrow, because now if we're going to start this new system, I'm going to try to hit you guys up with a long play every single day. And I'm gonna try. I got some ideas about how I can fit in like my own personal fitness and stuff. Because really, what slows me down is some nights, because I work at a job that is often a desk job. If I don't have a day where I'm running around a lot, I will hit home with a very sedentary day having hit me, and I need to give myself a couple hours, hour or two to. I don't do anything extraneous, just brisk walking, but I in the bare minimum I try not to be below like 15,000 steps on any given day. It's very rare that I don't hit that goal. So what happens to me sometimes is I have a hard time juggling both and having a time to wind down at the end of the night. So I think if I do a plan where I do these long plays pretty much every day, but also anyway, we'll get to it. Now it's not time. I can rant about this all day.
Very good.
Blaze Runner is almost invincible behind the aura he has created by using the golden flame. Only you have the power to remove it with the silver totem of Aquementas.
Thank you, adventurer. The golden flame will now be returned back to my homeland where it may be protected, never again to be used for evil. Without you, I'd still have no idea who I am. Since you did so much for me, I'd like you to have something special. Take anyone you want.
Alright, so we have... you're going to get Linken's boomerang. I mean, it's neat, but I don't particularly need it. I mean, we'll keep it. Linken's Master Sword is a 33-3 blast for 70. It's like close to Juno's Mercy. The DPS is exactly the same. The blasting damage has a chance to be better, but I think Juno's Mercy is probably a little better. So I'm actually going to take this because that offhand item
Very well, Ben.
might be cool if I decide to go a healing path. And I got 7,300. I'm just down to 14,000 rep. All right, so in order to prep the next stuff, let's see where we want to leave her. We just completed It's Dangerous to Go Alone. If we look at this, we will need Petty Squabbles, A Tale of Sorrow that happens in the Blasted Land. And then this whole supplies, it begins in Stormwind. So let's go ahead and actually use our packet one more time. And then that's it. We're going to Hearth to Stormwind and we'll pick up there. Because we're going to start Blasted Lands next. But we will have at least a couple episodes. 3 episodes of running Ungoro Crater on Horde. We got 3 Morrowind. So what we'll do is we'll save those up for packages of 4 or 5. What do we have? We have 8 seeds. We actually need 11 seeds. You know what? We can do that next time. Yeah, we're already a little over today. Okay, cool. So this zone is done. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Again, sound off if you have opinions on kind of what I'm kicking around, or if you have ideas to make the show better. I'm always open to suggestions for improvement. Or if when we start retail, you want to be part of a guild experience and we team up for some of this stuff, I'm always also down for. I've been long searching for a partner that might want to do kind of rigid, defined record schedule. Thank you so much, everyone. We have another episode in the pipe 5x5.